That's why if He makes you a new creation, your children are no longer sinful. If He makes you a new creation, then that means no part of sin even exists in your life. Because as Paul says, and I was putting this in my last devotional, the throne room of the Spirit, which is already out now. You can go, the links are in the description. I've made it incredibly easy for you to get access to them. If you go and look at that, here's something that it'll reveal to you. I wrote about this. Basically, when Paul says in Romans chapter 7, where he says, it is not I who sins, but sin who lives in me, right? Sin that lives in me. What does he say in Galatians? He says, it is yet not I, but Christ who lives in me. So at one point in time, he's detached himself from sin to the point that sin no longer lives in him because it's Christ who lives in him. Because where there is, and you want to know the perfect harmony between the two? He who knew no sin became sin, that we may become the righteousness of God. Because when you look at the ways Paul writes, it is not I but sin that lives in me. Jesus became that sin and he conquered that sin because he paid the wages of sin, which was death, and he conquered death by being resurrected, which means that now instead of sin, in the place of sin, you have Christ. And it's Christ who lives in you. So sin doesn't even exist in you. That's what you being a new creation means. And you're never detached from God. You're detached from sin completely. You have nothing to do with sin because sin is a false identity of who you are. And sin comes from you believing in a lie about yourself. And when you believe in a lie, you become a lie about yourself. When you become a lie, you become a child of Satan because Satan is the father of lies. That's why Jesus was able to tell the Pharisees, you are of your father, the devil. Because they were living in lies. They were professing lies. And the only reason Jesus had spiritual authority was because everything he did out of love. I have not done anything that I haven't seen the Father do. He saw the Father love everybody, even in the Old Testament. That's why he had to come down to show people he loved them. He doesn't love you because of Jesus. He sent Jesus down to show you how much he loves you. And that's what gives him spiritual authority. That's what gives a lot of people spiritual authority, is their acceptance towards people, because then they can come to agreement. And that's why you'll see people that actually live by love are able to accept people that they don't even agree with. That's the interesting part. And where spiritual authority always will come from is love. You can't get it from a PhD in theology. You can't get it from seminary. You can't get it from Bible school. You get it from love. You can have all the PhDs in seminary and Bible school history, whatever, I don't care. You can waste 60 years of your life studying, or you can start talking to the Holy Spirit and living by love to the point that you'll have a monumental impact on the world. Where's Jesus' PhD in theology? Where is Jesus' seminary history? Where is his Bible school history? What about the apostles? The same man that denies Jesus 3 times is the same man whose shadow healed someone. He didn't go to seminary. He didn't go to Bible school. He didn't even have a PhD in theology. So I wonder what you're teaching people that's wrong. Instead of redemption through relationship, you're teaching them redemption through religion, which is a fallacy because it's self-contradictory. Religion can never give you redemption. Sorry to break it to you, fellas. But I already think that you guys know what you're teaching is false. But you just need it because they'll create churches that accelerate those lies. Ta-da! Keep people trapped in religion forever and ever. And that's why most churches don't actually like me. Most pastors don't like me for that reason. They don't like anybody that preaches the actual gospel of Christ, which is relationship. Discipleship is relationship. And there's something that comes after discipleship. It's called apostlehood, by the way. The disciples all became apostles. Think about it. Think about how love plays a major factor in authority. It's because of love that truth exists, and truth is what creates authority. So what happens is when you live by love and you live by a code of conduct of love, you have truth. When those two merge in you, your body, mind, heart, soul, and spirit, your character, your personality, your identity, all reflect that by being very strong. You have a strong character, you have a strong personality, and it all stems from a strong relationship with God, God who is love, our Father. That's why in my last devotional, instead of saying God, I say our Father, because I want people to start collectively calling him Father. And when they talk about God, they stop saying God as if it's a formal thing. Drop down all the formalities. The strongest prayer, the most powerful prayer. I just wrote about this in a book that's coming out. The most powerful prayer that you could ever pray for yourself is, Father, I want a transplant. I want a spiritual transplant. I want your mind in my mind, the way you think to be the way that I think, your standard to be my standard, your normal to be my normal, your natural to be my natural, your heart to be my heart, your spirit to be my spirit. I want to see things, the world, people, and the world and everything that's in it the way you do, with the heart that you do, with the mind that you do, with the eyes that you do, with the spirit that you do, with the perspective that you do. That's all that you need to do. That's the most simple prayer. It's not fancy. It's not the Our Father prayer. It's a 1 minute prayer or even half a minute prayer that you pray. But it's the most powerful prayer because you allow union to exist through the Holy Spirit. You're allowing Him to enter in here, and every part, soul, body, mind, spirit, and heart, to just accept everything that is coming from Him. His body, His mind, His soul, His spirit. Why do you think they call it the Last Supper? Here, when you eat this, you're taking a part of my body, mind, soul, and spirit, and heart. You're inviting Him to take control of that part of your life. Not too bad, is it? It actually takes love for you to have a stronger character. A lack of love will always lead to a weak personality, weak character, weak identity. And that is when you become so malleable that instead of being able to provoke thought and instill something into someone else, you become prey to someone with a stronger character and personality than you. As a Christian, you're called to have a stronger personality, and that strong personality comes from love.